Tales of series tends to be seen as more as a niche series when comparing it to JRPG juggernauts like Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy, but every so often, there's a new game that becomes a smash hit for the series. Tales of Symphonia is one of those titles. Not only was it one of the series' first massive success that exploded the popularity of the Tales of franchise, but is seen very favorably among the fan base in the present day, being seen as one of the best Tales of titles in the whole series, with the game having been released and re-released on 7 platforms in total. Tales of Symphonia wasn't one of the first games I played in the series, but definitely is the game that got me fully invested into the series as a whole. In this video, I'll go over each main core of the game, with those cores being the story, gameplay, and music, and I'll give my honest review over the game. Without that out of the way, let's get right into the review. The game takes place in the world of Sylvarant, which is dying due to a steady loss of mana, which is basically what allows people to use magic and which supports life in general. When that happens, the people send out the Chosen, which is seen as a servant of the goddess Martel, as well as a bit of Messiah, to go on a journey of regeneration, which in doing so helps reverse the loss of mana, in turn saving the world. The story begins in a small village of Izalia, with us being introduced to main character Lloyd Irving. We're also introduced to his childhood best friends, Genus, Bookworm, and magic user, and Colette, a klutz who loves dogs and who happens to be the Chosen in question. Different circumstances and events occur in which starts off the Chosen's journey of regeneration, in which the Chosen is instructed to travel to select places in different continents. In these select places, they contain ancient shrines. In these shrines, the Chosen has to awaken the summon spirit that resides there and break the seal implemented there. With every seal broken, the Chosen becomes closer to becoming an angel, which is needed in order to finalize the world regeneration process. Throughout the adventure, we are introduced to new characters, party members, antagonists, and many different side characters, as well as plot points and revelations involving the true meaning behind the journey of regeneration. The story beats in the game, for the most part, are handled pretty well, as well as doing a good job in introducing new characters and helping flesh them out, especially involving the main cast. Overall, the main story is very good, besides some hiccups here and there in the main storyline. Story out of the way, let's begin to talk about the gameplay. What made the battle system in the Tales of series different from other JRPGs was its linear motion battle system, a real-time battle system, in which the player and AI-controlled party members are able to move around, attack, use items, spells, etc. in real time. This was all in a single 2D line up until Tales of Symphonia released and introduced its own version of the battle system, called the multi-line linear motion battle system. It made use of a 3-dimensional battlefield, where multiple lines exist infinitely between a character and his or her target anywhere in the field, and the character can select a different target to move along a different line. This can be done multiple times to obtain a preferred position while in the combat in order to launch attacks against any opponent. Any characters that are controlled by a player are limited to forward or backward movement, but both enemies and the computer-controlled allies can roam freely on the battle plane, a predecessor to the free run mechanics of future titles. In the game, the player and other party members are able to use special abilities called techs, or also called arts in future titles. Using another bar stat separate from HP, the character is able to use different forms of special physical attacks. They also include offensive, defensive, and healing spells, with each character having their own unique arsenal of techs. One gameplay mechanic that Tales of Symphonia innovated on, especially in non-Japanese ports of the game, was skits. Skits are little conversations between the party members that are accessible after you progressed in different parts of the story, with there being hundreds that appear throughout the game. The conversations can revolve around certain topics like other characters, events in story, and even some general conversations about absolutely nothing. These help flesh out the characters' personalities, ambitions, as well as help give the player an idea how well the party gets along. Besides that, like other JRPGs, Tales of Symphonia has its own interpretation of items, equipment, skills, and cooking systems, as well as mini games and side content unique to it in the Tales series. Nothing too different about them, or at the very least not enough to go into immense detail about them. Overall, the game has a very engaging battle system, as well as enough different mechanics that help flesh it out, with also having a decent variety of different side content to get invested in. With that done, let's go over the game's music. The head composer of the music in Tales of Symphonia was Motoi Sakuraba, who's also known for composing for many other titles in the Tales of series, Star Ocean series, Golden Sun series, and so many more. The game's variety of different tracks and music pieces that appear in Tales of Symphonia are many, whether it be a mysterious village hidden in trees, an ancient tower thousands of years old, a small oasis town in the desert. Each track not only sound different, but are entirely unique to the respective locations. Betrayals, revelations, and moments of encouragement feel even more impactful because of how well every track in the game is used. Not only that, the different amount of battle themes there are for different bosses and enemy types are many. The entire soundtrack for the series kicks so much ass and is one of the biggest highlights of the game for me. With that out of the way, let's get to my final thoughts. Tales of Symphonia was an ambitious game for the time that helped skyrocket the Tales series, from becoming a niche series to one that could compete with the greats at the time. In the present day, the game still offers a unique experience in storytelling, gameplay, and music. Tales of Symphonia is one of my favorites in the whole entire series, and is a game I can 100% recommend. If you enjoyed this review, like and subscribe for more reviews like this, as well as comment down below your thoughts on whatever. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys next time.